Hi everyone, welcome. Of course, you know me, it's Lisa, that's why you're here. Anyway, I had a bunch of responses to, I mentioned I made some crocheted Converses for a grandbaby and some hats that were knitted. So this is them. Whoops, there we go. Kind of cute little boogers. Now, somebody else wanted some for a baby shower, so I made some pink ones for them. Now, as you can see, they're a little taller, and the foot is just a little bit longer, not much, but it's wider. And I adjusted it a little bit just because of the fact that, well, their feet grow, and you put socks on them, right? And you got to leave room for socks. So we got to have our babies and grandbabies all decked out. So I thought what I'd do is give you an idea on how to make these, because I got this pattern off of a YouTube channel, though I did do some adjustments because, as you can see, the pink one is a little taller than the orange one. Okay, peeps? And I like that better than this here. This here just seemed a little bit short to me, and I liked it better with a little higher top to it. So I thought I could sit down and make some of these, make a set for you. Now, I'll link below in a written out form, and pardon me, this is the first time I've done this, a written out form of what my pattern is for these. And the thing to remember is everybody crochets a little bit differently. I am a tight crocheter. And so, because this here, let me get a measure so we can, I'll be right back. Okay, so the pink ones are about 3.5 inches. So if your baby's foot is 3 inches, it'll fit. Now these here, in truth, 3 inches would almost be too big. So this would be like a 2.5 inch foot long. And I'm not going to say it's newborn or 0 to 3 months or anything like that, because just like every human being, some people got small feet, tiny feet, some people got big feet, you know. Not their fault if they were born with skis. So I crocheted these with, because it's pretty much the same pattern except for I adjusted the top a little bit on here. I crocheted these with a smaller hook than when I did these. So we'll get started here, and I use a 4-ply worsted weight yarn. Okay, it's nice and soft, and yeah, if I could figure out how to do this in knitting, I probably would, because I like a knitted pattern, but how knit feels. I just like how knit feels. And I may do some experimenting and see if it can't be done. And the hat here, if you've seen the others, had kind of a point. I didn't like my grandbaby having that. He's going to have a cone head hat. And this is 0 to 3 months, because some babies have big heads and some babies have little heads, and I figure they'll grow into it. You know, it don't take very long, and because that really isn't that big. If you look, let's see if I can measure about how big across this thing is without stretching. Okay, got it opened up. Now I have a portable app on my phone for a measure. And it's about 4 inches when it's open across like that. Of course, closed, it's a little bit bigger because, you know, lays flat. And I'm not a professional crocheter or knitter, anything like that. I'm not. You know, there's a lot of other people that are a whole lot better than me. I can get by. But when I seen these, and I had made a set of sandals for Kinsley when she was a baby this summer, I thought those were so cute. So I made the sandals. But I thought, because some people asked me, they're crocheters, and they want to know how I made these. Well, there is a pattern. The difference, though, and there is a pattern on YouTube. That's where I got this from. I like a little firmer sole, and so I put a double sole on. So that meant crocheting 4 soles. So be prepared for that. But, yep, here's the Dida ones, and they're a little bit bigger, you know. So there's going to be a lot of cutting in and out because I'm not going to push through. It takes me about good solid crocheting a good day to do this. So this is going to go over several days of crocheting to be able to do this pattern. So please be patient with me. So here we go. Okay, everyone. So let's get crocheting here. Now these are going to be considered what I would consider newborn size. So we've got this here. Now you'll want, I mean, you can make any color combination that you want. Me, these here, I always put these lines that are going around the shoe in black because your emblem is, Converse emblem is white and black. So I always have that black in there. Now, the colors I'm going to be using, they are a 4-ply worsted weight. Now, just because it says 4-ply and it's worsted weight doesn't mean it's the same size. Like this green here is actually a little smaller thread than what my off-white is and my black is. So, you know, that's just, I make it work, as you'll see. But, yeah. So, let's get started into this. So, 3 colors is what you'll need. The felt is, the white is 2 millimeter, the black is 1 millimeter thick felt, and I use some glue to glue the black star onto the white, and then I hand sew the white onto the shoe. And you'll see that later on. But, yep, so let's get started here. Now, because I crochet tight, I'm going to go ahead and do my loop here. Because I crochet so tight, especially on chains, I am going to use, normally this shoe will be made out of the F hook, or 3.75, is what I use predominantly when I make these. But because I do crochet so tight, for my chain I am going to use a G hook, just because, like I said, I crochet so bloomin' tight. So let's get started here. So on the first round, we're going to chain 11. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now I'm going to switch to my F hook, and I'm going to single crochet in this second chain from the hook. In fact, I'll put 2 single crochets in that same stitch. And believe it or not, I had already crocheted this, or filmed this part of it, and deleted it. Foobarred it. Don't ask me to repeat what foobar stands for. we'll get this video kicked off. So 2 single crochet in that. Now we're going to single crochet in the next 4. And now I'm going to write out all the instructions down below. But this is the first time I've ever done this, so have some patience with me. Here's 4. Now we're going to half double crochet into the next one and in the next one. Now if you're wanting to know if you're here to learn crocheting, this is not a teaching video. This is a video just on how to make these. Now you double crochet in the next 2. Now in this last one, we're going to put 7 double crochet. Now if you're like me and that loop has a tendency to really grow while you're putting things in, take that tail and pull that knot really tight so it can't thread or slip. So now we'll put 7 double crochet in here. Work your way around that loop. And now we're going to put into the next, on the back side of that chain, kind of do the opposite of what we did going down the first side. So 2 double crochet. We'll do 2 half double crochets. And 4 single crochets. Now if you noticed, I kind of caught a few stitches on that tail, and I leave long tails. I like leaving long tails just so I have room to, weave them in and things. So I've done the 4. Now we're going to put 2 single crochet in that last loop, and it'll be the same stitch that you put your 2 in to begin with, so you should have 4 there. Join it with a slip stitch. And chain 1. Now 2 single crochet in that same stitch. and 2 single crochet in the next stitch. Now we single crochet 9. And there's 9. So we've got 9. We've done 9. Now we are going to put 2 single crochet in the next 5 stitches. Some people can whip these up in just a little of nothing, but I'm a slower crocheter. I'm even a slower knitter. Now we're going to single crochet 9. And now we're going to put 2 single crochet in the next one. And in the next one. And we're going to slip stitch. To join. We're going to chain 1. This will be row 3. We're going to single crochet in the same stitch. We're going to put 2 single crochets in the next one. We're going to single crochet into the next one. And 2 single crochets into the next one. Now we'll single crochet 9. Now we're going to do a single crochet, 2 single crochet, and we'll repeat that 5 times. So single crochet, and we'll do 2 single crochet, we'll single crochet, we'll do 2 single crochet, okay, we've done that twice now. We'll do a single crochet, we'll do 2 single crochet, it's 3, we'll single crochet, we'll do 2 single crochets, 4, we'll do a single crochet, we'll do 2 single crochets, and that should be 5. Now we'll single crochet 9 down the side, now we're going to do 2 single crochets into the next one. After our 9, we'll do a single crochet. We'll do 2 single crochets into the next one. We'll do a single crochet. Join with a slip stitch. Now if you're only wanting to do a single layer sole, here's where you would want to single crochet in each stitch around in the back loop only. But I like mine as a double sole. It's a little stiffer. It looks like a sole. So if you're wanting to do a double sole, tie this one off and make a second one. Okay, so I've gotten all the way back around on the sole for the last row. Now, like I said before, if all you want to do was a single layer sole in row 5, you wouldn't finish it off in row 5. You would just chain 1 and single crochet in the back loop of all of the stitches around, which should leave you 45 stitches. However, I find because they're a sole, it needs to be a little stiffer, give the shoe structure. Otherwise, it'll roll up and become more like a slipper or a sock. And so, I choose to do a double sole. It just looks better, and it doesn't take that much time to make a second sole and that much yarn. Now, if you are going to try and enlarge this to make this a bigger sole, on the back side where we had that, the reason why I leave a long tail is so when I go to weave it through, if it gets to be much bigger, you need to be able to, when you put these together, kind of catch the top one as you're weaving through, just because so the soles aren't slipping on themselves in the middle, and this helps hold it. Otherwise they'll kind of slide. But these are newborn size, so it's not really necessary to do that. So got that finished off. Now we're going to put these soles together. And you're thinking, how are we going to do that? Well, here it is. So, instead of slip stitching in that last stitch to close that off, I'm going to put it together, go into it, and into the stitch there on the back side, and slip stitch together. And what I'm going to do from here on is I'm going to get down into the almost the post. I'm going to get down into the post here of the stitch, but we're single crochet, so there isn't much of a post. And I am going to single crochet or slip stitch all the way around. Now if you notice, by doing this, the stitches are sitting more on top of the garment, on top of it, instead of going out. And that's what you want, because that then does the same thing as if you were to single crochet into the back of the stitch. Now we still are going to do a row 5. This is just an added little step for structure. So just continue to slip stitch around to hold these two soles together. Keep working your way around. With this slip stitch. See how the stitch is sitting more on top instead of going outward? And that's what you want. You go ahead and do that, and I'll be back when I get mine done. Okay, so I have slip stitched around, connected them with a slip stitch. I've chained into the first slip stitch. Now what's important is you don't add any stitches. You should have 45 slip stitches. So now we have to do a chain 1, and we single crochet into the back loop. Wait a minute, no. We single crochet into both loops on the slip stitch. Because you've already turned and you've got your stitches going up instead of out, you can do that. Now, if you are only wanting to make it a single layer sole, which is a lot more floppy and it folds up and everything, I don't like it. It doesn't look like a shoe. You can make one sole, and then instead of finishing it off, you slip stitch and you chain in the back loop only of that sole. and that will get you up, kind of get you up and around. I like doing it this way because it gives it a soul instead of, you know, it doesn't look as good. So I like doing it this way. So now I will single crochet around, and you should end up with 45 single crochet going around. And then you finish that off. So you see I'm going into here. Now, like I said, if you didn't want to do a double layer sole, let's say this, I hope you can see that. Let's say this was your last row, which would have been row 3. If you only wanted to do a single layer, you would crochet into that back loop only. But with a double layer, and that gets the next layer to come up, bend upwards. But because I'm doing 2, I am going into both loops because I've already gotten the stitches going up and down instead of outward. So I'll be back and once you get around, finish that off. You are done with this for now. You've got your sole done.